Hello, welcome to Rose Movie Recap channel. This drama is about a girl named Shin Jareem. She runs to the hospital as her father is about to pass away. She lost her mother when she was young, and her father remarried with a woman who has 2 daughters. The story is formatted to be similar to Cinderella, but in this drama, her stepmother and stepsisters are not mean, and her stepmother actually loved her husband. Jareem starts feeling lonely in the house and wants to start finding a job to not be a burden on the family. Before passing away, her father asked her to get close to say something to her. He said that he left something in the drawer. She thinks that it's money or something valuable, but she finds out that he left a letter telling her to join Cheongdam, which is a social club. He put the flyer for her, which is for hiring a new manager. The CEO of this club is a boy named Moon Chamin. He loves playing, and his motto is to follow your joy. He loves playing around and enjoys hanging with funny and energetic people. This club is for rich people to join and communicate with each other. Chamin has all the qualities of a good man, except he has never been involved in a romantic relationship and he doesn't believe in love at all. Her friend's friend is getting married at Cheongdam, so Jareem also goes there. She imagines herself as the bride walking with her father. All this seems to be a dream for her, but her father wished for her to get a job there and find a rich man to marry, which is the fastest way to get rich. Chamin is also there, but he sees all the girls as stones, because he purposely doesn't want to get close to any of them because of a scar from the past. Jareem continues to suffer as they get kicked out of their house because of debt. They pack their stuff and move to a smaller place, which now she shares room with her stepsister. Amidst all this chaos, it turns out that her stepmother is pregnant. She is very nice to Jareem and tells her that they will survive together through this tough time. Jareem now is more determined to make money for the family, as a new member will be added to them soon. She remembers her father's will and decides to try getting hired in Cheongdam as a manager. Her goal is now to get married to a rich boy to help her family members. The day of the interview arrives. She gets ready and wears her stepsister's shoes. Jareem is excited about this new opportunity. When she arrives there, a big misfortune happens. While she is at the stairs, she starts looking at her shoes and accidentally drops one of them. It happens that Shaman was downstairs, and the shoe hit his head. She thinks that her Prince Charming is coming, just similar to the fairy tale, but he tells her that he'll sue for attempt of murder. She gets angry at him and runs to get to the interview. She enters the room and sees that the interviewer is Shaman, whom she yelled at earlier. Jareem doesn't lose her pride and tells him that she prays that all the bad things will happen to her and leaves. However, all her energetic and charming behavior leaves an impression on our Prince Charming, who can't forget about her after their first encounter. When he goes back home, he keeps remembering her in a romantic way, so he decides to call her and asks her to join his company. He wants to hire her as he finds her funny. She gets very shocked and excited about this news and starts to talk very politely to him. Her dream is about to come true. Shaman is very excited to go to work. He carefully picks his clothes to look attractive for her. When they meet each other in the morning, she bows to him and starts her funny jokes with him. He starts smiling and getting happy whenever he sees her. He introduces her to the other employees, and they start playing their game of telling others about their dream. Jareem says, "My dream is to become Cinderella." Shamin gets angry that her goal of joining Cheongdam is to find a rich man. He wants to fire her, but she gets successful in convincing him to not fire her under one condition. They do a drinking challenge near Han River. Whoever can drink more will win. Jareem wins as she drinks a lot, but he can't drink at all. Shamin agrees on signing the paper and hire her because he sees that Jareem is an honest person, and he confesses that he enjoys spending time with her as she makes him smile a lot. He signs the contract papers. After some time, she needs to go to restroom, but there isn't one near there. She tells him about it, and Shaman acts as a gentleman and lifts her up to take her to the nearest public restroom. She thanks him for his generous action. However, in the middle of their sweet conversation, a girl appears and calls Shaman as her fiancé. After seeing her, Jareem says goodbye and leaves. This girl's name is Bandana. She is Shaman's fiancé, but he was forced to get engaged to her because he doesn't have any feelings for her and has never been in a romantic relationship with her. The next day, he approaches Jareem and tries everything to convince her that Dana isn't the one that he loves, and their relationship has been set up by their parents. She tries to pretend that it isn't important for her at all. While Jareem is working, he goes to watch her from distance and enjoys seeing her dancing while listening to music. He approaches her from behind and attempts to listen what song she's listening to. They both fall down. He can't stop blushing while looking at her from a very close distance. He gets very flustered and gets up quickly. Shamin meets his father, who is at the hospital. His parents got divorced as his mother left them when he was younger. That's why he hates all the women and doesn't want to get into any relationship. His father loved his mother a lot. During one of the days, Jerem writes an ideal man's qualities on a paper, and it suddenly gets blown away by the wind towards a boy coming inside. The boy's name is Baek Do-hong. He is a director who wants to join the club. He gets interested in her, and she's happy that he's a possible prince charming for her. All this makes Shaman very jealous. He has started developing feelings for her. However, when he goes back to his childhood house, he starts looking at their family photos and reminds himself to not fall in love with any woman. However, his feelings have grown a lot that he keeps seeing her when he wants to sleep or work, which makes him miss her even more. Jareem is really good at drawing, but didn't have money to go to art academy. She draws one of the drawings for the club. Shaman cherishes her work and tells her that she's very talented in drawing. This gives her positive hope that she can be successful in this field. He wants her to value herself more and be more confident. There is a gathering for the club members. Shaman also invites her to come. Jareem gets beautifully dressed and comes in. Shamin's eyes are only at her as she seems overly beautiful for him. However, when she comes in, she goes straight towards Do-hong. There is another girl there who has crush on Do-hong, so he wants to embarrass Jareem and asks her to bring drink for her. Then she pushes it, and the drink gets spilled on Jareem. Do-hong first approaches to the other girl to help her stand up. This makes Jareem very sad. However, Shaman comes to help her. Dana sees this and slaps him, but it isn't important for him at all because he just wanted to make her feel better at that situation. He puts his coat around her, grabs her hand, and takes her away from there, so she won't feel pressured. However, Jareem goes back in as she says that it is her job to be there to serve the guests, and she doesn't expect any nice actions from them. He sees that she again is devaluing herself. This makes him angry. When she goes back inside, Shaman also comes and approaches her. He asks her to close her eyes. She realizes what he wants to do and agrees to it by putting her hands around his neck. He approaches her and kisses her. They share a romantic kiss in front of everyone present there. He wants Dana and Do-hong to see this and never embarrass or devalue Jareem again. After their passionate kiss, he takes her out from there, so she won't confront them again. Jareem lets go of his hand and tells him that she knows that he kissed her just because of the situation and nothing was behind it. He didn't accept or deny it. She then leaves. Jareem has also developed feelings for Shaman, and they both kissed each other because they like each other, not just because of the situation. The next day, Do-hong visits Jareem and apologizes to her. He wants her to forgive him for his actions, so he invites her to his studio so they can have dinner together. She's still thinking about Shaman and the kiss. Jareem wants to confirm that Shaman has feelings for her. She goes to his room and tells him about Do-hong's invite to his studio. She then approaches him in a way that seems like she wants to kiss him. He then closes his eyes, but he regrets and pushes her by telling her that she should go to Do-hong's studio and he will help her to achieve her ultimate goal. He wants to pick a nice dress for her and makes her try different dresses. They are having a fun time with each other there. He buys many clothes for her. Jareem is sad that he is letting her go to Do-hong's studio. The next day, she goes to his studio and they are having meal together. However, Shamin is worried about her and he's waiting for her outside in the car. When she comes out, he keeps calling her, but she rejects him because she's very angry at him. The next day, he's trying to ask her what they did yesterday because he's worried that something actually happened between them. Jareem gets angry at him and says that he thinks she is a joke and only plays with her feelings. She says that he shouldn't care about her business at all. On the way home, two men approach her and kidnap her. These two are Dana's uncles. They know that Jareem is close to Shaman, so they are trying to scare her to stay away from him. Shamin gets to know about her location and rushes to reach there. He's very worried about her. At the critical moment, he arrives there to rescue her. He fights with them and rushes to her by hugging her tightly. He says that he was very worried about her. He can't control his feelings anymore. He takes her home and makes sure that she's safe. He warns those men to not approach her again. When she goes home, she has an argument with her stepsisters, so Jerem packs her stuff and gets out of the house. She goes to her childhood house, which now doesn't have electricity or any living conditions. It's very cold at night. The next day, she's having conversation with Shaman, and he says that social classes and money are not important for him at all. Jerem wants to prove to him that it does. She takes him to her house. However, they have fun time with each other with his camping equipment. Jerem says that her family is nice, but she isn't a good daughter. He approaches her and says, "I just took off your lens, so start seeing yourself as worthy and valuable person." These words give her courage and make her feel a lot better. Because it's very cold, he takes her to his house to spend the night there. He's very nervous about this. However, Jerem gets a call from her stepsister. She tells her that they are grilling meat and asks her to join them. She wants to reconcile with Jerem. She decides to go back home, be with her family. Her stepsisters welcome her, and her stepmother tells her that they love her a lot and want her to be with them forever. Jerem now feels the warmth of family and happiness with them. After having conversation with his father, Shaman remembers the day his mother left, and he was running after the car. While running, he fell down and hurt his nail, which still hasn't healed yet. He reminds himself that he should not fall in love with Jerem and let her get close to Do-hong. The next day, Jerem approaches him and says that she doesn't love Do-hong, which she implies that she loves him. However, he says that he shouldn't play with Do-hong's feelings and should be only focused on her goal. Do-hong brings another director to the club. She's having dinner with Jerem. She tells Jerem to stay close to Shaman, and his cold behavior towards women is all due to his past trauma, so she should be with him. She tells her that she is his mother. The past is shown where his mother was forced by Shaman's father to move out of the house, and he lied to them by saying that she has an affair with another man. However, she didn't leave on her own will. She is now scared to approach him. Jerem tries to behave nicely towards Shaman and asks him to have a dinner with her. She wants him to meet his mother, so it might help him to feel better. They go out with each other, and his mother finally shows herself to him. She explains the past to him and how she was forced to leave. When he leaves, he first gets angry at Jerem, but she calms him by hugging him. He finally drops his umbrella, which is his protection field, and hugs her tightly. Her words have a positive impact on him, and he is ready to accept his mother. They both decide to spend more time with each other and chat as she wants to boost his mood. She says that she isn't that pretty, but he gets close to her and says that she's very pretty. They both have fun time with each other. He takes her back home, where both of them refuse to leave. She runs the stairs and pauses, and they keep looking at each other. Both of them are very happy. During the work next day, she asks him to give his umbrella to her, as he doesn't need a shield anymore because he is a confident and brave boy. He then gives his beloved umbrella to her. Shaman is very happy now. He buys flour and a ring to confess his feelings to Jerem, as he has finally realized how much he loves her. However, Dana sees him. She threatens him that she will harm Jerem, even if it means to hurt her physically. He knows that she's capable of it, so he agrees to go with her plan. The next day, Dana goes to the work location and announces her marriage with Shaman. Jerem is very shocked, and Shaman is very sad. Donna is trying her wedding dress, but he doesn't give any kind of reaction to her. She starts screaming. Shaman approaches her and makes her look at the mirror. He says that she is pretty, who deserves to live with a man who will truly love her. This hits hard for her. She goes home and asks her father to cancel the marriage, as she found out today that Shaman doesn't like her at all, and she wants to be with someone who will love her. After hearing this, Jerem goes to Shaman's house. His face is wounded, and he again acts cold towards her. She goes inside and tries to talk to him and confess her feelings, but he acts very cold. He says that nothing was serious between them, and he just acted. He then forcefully kisses her to show her that he was just playing with her the entire time, so she would start hating him. Jerem slaps him and leaves. The previous day is shown that when Shamin was at Cheongdam, Donna's father came and destroyed everything. He was the one who hit him. Chamin's father also took away all his money and power when he realized that he accepted his mother. His father doesn't want to forgive his wife. This is the reason that he doesn't talk to Jerem, because he thinks that her dream is still to get married to a rich boy, but he isn't rich anymore. Both of them are very sad. Jerem receives a packet from mail where he sent her drawing to her, which he grabbed it from her old house the other day. Both of them can't stop thinking about each other and cry for not seeing each other. After some days, she goes back to Cheongdam and sees everything is messed up there. She hears some weird noises and gets scared. She then hits the person with her special umbrella. The person turns out to be Shamin himself. When she sees him, she finds the courage and says, "I like you." He says that he isn't rich anymore. She tells him to not worry about it as they can work together and make money. She has realized that her love for him is more important. He approaches her and kisses her. After kissing, he also says, "I love you," and kisses her again. He came there to find the ring. He then puts the ring for her. Jerem takes him home to introduce him to her family members. He stays there for the night. He apologizes for hurting her feelings and hugs her tightly by saying that he will never leave her again. They both have confronted their feelings for each other. Shamin then takes his mother to his father. As soon as he sees her again, he changes his decision as his heart melts for her because he loves her. He then regrets for what he did and calls his son by telling him that he should run the business again and let him spend his time with his wife. She receives a call which turns out that she got a job offer to draw storyboards. He buys flowers for her to congratulate her. She is very happy to do her dream job. She now has a supportive boyfriend who helps her along her journey and encourages her during her work time. He makes she has fun and doesn't get tired from a lot of work. The drama ends on a happy note as he hugs and takes her to the room. They are both happy and share a beautiful romantic kiss. She was first only focused on getting married to a rich boy, but she then found her true love along the way. Thank you for watching this video. Please stay tuned for upcoming recap videos. Bye everyone.